they acting like it ain't a pandemic. I see niggas at the park, walking dogs, jogging, chilling, having parties. But they want a nigga to wear a mask when you go in the grocery store. It's like, nigga, what? But I guess, man, I'll tell you this. They talking about the heat kills it, but the numbers is going up. But then there's more motherfuckers on the road and shit. That's why I be like, man, these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they want to do. It's a bunch of bullshit if you ask me anyway. And you can pretend like it ain't, but I'll tell you, that's what it is. So, hey, man, this is what it is, and it's not going to change. So you better understand how shit go. So shout out to all you motherfuckers that's grinding, wearing your mask, not wearing your mask, eating good, not eating good, trying to be healthy, not be healthy. Shout out to y'all niggas too. Some niggas want to go to your local Walmart or pharmacy and get the clown ass Theraflu and all this other bullshit. Some people don't. I was having this conversation the other day, and I'm gonna get into it, but shout out to all y'all niggas. This conversation the other day with a young lady, and we was just trying to talk to her because I was like, you don't really think milk does a body good. She was like, well, yeah, you need it. I was like, milk is cow pus. That's what it is. All dairy is bad for you. You know, but we love it. I see it, but everybody love to eat bacon. All you so-called Christians, so I'm thinking y'all gonna go to so-called heaven, but you got a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit and burger every chance you get. So stop it. Stop. So shout out to all y'all that's, you know, handling your business and doing what the fuck I guess you need to do. I don't know. Because I know how this shit can go. So it's handling the business that they need to handle, because I know how it can go. But I'll tell you this. That's up to everybody else to handle their business and do what the fuck they need to do to survive. I'm not saying coon and Sambo, but y'all motherfuckers know what the fuck I mean. But anyway, let me cut this shit down. So shout out to everybody who's handling their shit. Y'all know what it is. I'm looking at the stream, and I know the stream is tripping, but man, I'm just about to do this shit, man, and figure it out, man. Y'all know how YouTube be tripping. Man. The Mammy of the Decade Award goes to Kamala Harris, man. If y'all would have heard this bullshit speech that she did, and I just like, oh my God, she sound like a Sambo. Oh man, why are you doing that? Why? But I guess, you know, a lot of people, man, they, you know, I've talked to a few people that's like, man, you know, having Kamala in there, I think that's going to be good. I say, yeah, if you believe in voting. I don't believe in voting unless it's in a block and it's powernomics. That's the only way I vote, but I don't really believe in that. But if that's what you want to do, man, go do your thing. And he was like, damn, you don't believe in voting? I was like, nah, man, I don't partake in none of that shit. And he's like, why? I was like, because this shit is all controlled. If they really wanted voting to be about something, then it would be structured a different way, and we would know who the electoral college people are, and we would know how to proceed from there, and we wouldn't just assume that they're going to make the best decision for us. But I guess, and the reason why I say this is because people believe in this system. I don't believe in mammies. My thing is this. Anybody they put in front of you, they are not there to help black folk. And I'll tell you that right now. Here, I want to see. I'm trying to find her audio of her speech that she made. But I'm very interested to see. Here we go.
Said, Joe, when you called me, I am incredibly honored by this responsibility, and I'm ready to get to work.
I bet you are ready to get to work.
After the most competitive primary in history.
Yeah, you ready to get to work and start fucking over niggas and pandering to the dominant society. That's what you ready to do.
The country received a resounding message that Joe was the person to lead us forward. And Joe, I'm so proud to stand with you. And I do so mindful of all the heroic and ambitious women before me whose sacrifice, determination, and resilience
Man, nigga, what?
makes my presence here today even possible. This is a moment of real consequence for America. Everything we care about, our economy, our health, our children, the kind of country we live in, it's all on the line.
No. Black folks getting reparations is on the line. Not all this other shit.
We're reeling into the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
Stop. There goes that bingo. Let's make Donald Trump the boogie boogie boogie, the bad man, and deflect from what the fuck Joe Biden been doing and what you been doing too, locking people up in San Francisco and being Willie Brown's side bitch. Stop playing the games. All you black folk that sitting up there like, yeah, Trump is bad. No, that black bitch is just as bad as Trump. First of all, she's not even a foundational black American. She's not a native black. She has an immigrant father or immigrant mother. One of them is immigrant. I think both of her parents are immigrants. I think her mom is Jamaican and her dad is Indian. Those are immigrant parents. So you're not from the United States of America. And if you trace your lineage, you didn't build this country. You know, and it's like, no wonder you gonna pander and cape and be a mammy for the dominant society. Because you don't give a fuck about no niggas, no way. And you probably are part of that boule crowd, that bourgeoisie black folk that think that they better than. It's always some Nigerian or somebody from another country because they got their little clown-ass European degrees and then they got their little nice house and all this other shit, so they want to kind of look down on niggas and treat niggas, regular niggas, oh, you lazy, that bullshit. I've been around that shit. I've been around it a million times. And that's exactly what she is. But you know she brought up Donald Trump. Of course. They're going to keep bringing up Donald Trump. That's going to be their mantra. That's going to be what they're running on is Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is bad. I never said Donald Trump was good. But them two motherfuckers, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, we are fucked. So if y'all think that the Democratic Party is going to do anything for y'all, y'all niggas is sadly mistaken.
And we're experiencing a moral reckoning with racism and systemic injustice that has brought a new coalition of conscience to the streets of our country, demanding change. America is crying out for leadership. Yet we have a president who cares more about himself.
See? Look, man. That's deflection, and that's dominant white society talking points. That's all deflection. That's the alligator roll. Why are you talking about Donald Trump? Tell us what you're going to do. And if y'all notice, black folks stay home. They never once addressed black folk the whole time they both was running. This bitch never brung up reparations. She stayed away from all that shit. Anything that had to do with black folks, she stayed away. They just got a black face to run with Joe Biden, but they don't give a fuck about black people. That's not their concern. That's never been their concern. Remember that.
Than the people who elected him. A president who is making every challenge we face even more difficult to solve. But here's the good news. We don't have to accept the failed government of Donald Trump and Mike Pence. In just 83 days, we have a chance to choose a better future for our country.
And we won't be choosing you and your slave master, bitch. So fuck out of here with the bullshit. Sorry, we're not doing that. That's not going to happen. If you think I'm going to be encouraging niggas to go vote for her, who never mentioned the black community not one time, and already said, I'm not going to do nothing for just benefit black people. No. That's what she said. That's what she said. Joe Biden basically was like, I've done enough for niggas. Matter of fact, it was niggas that made me put the crime bill together. They came to me. And those were probably Boule, Coon, Sambo, tell them about the gun line, mammy motherfuckers that went running into him talking about, oh, we need to do something, white massa. That's probably what they did.
So, Joe, Dr. Biden, thank you for the
Ooh, look at that grin. Oh, I wish I could see that grin. She just grinning from ear to ear.
trust you've placed in me. Jill, I know you will be an incredible First Lady. And my husband Doug and I are so grateful to become a part of your extended family.
I bet you they are. Stop. Man. That's all I'm finna say is, man, that's crazy. Now, if niggas want to believe, because a lot of niggas believe in the tooth fairy. A lot of niggas believe in this shit. So if that's what you want to believe, then believe it. You think this woman gonna do something for y'all? Fine. But history has shown us that she ain't done shit to specifically help out black folk. But it's like, we don't want that. We want who we like. You don't have to like a person to receive the benefits that are necessarily you don't have to like a person to receive benefits that are specifically for you. If they breaking bread and making sure they doing it for you and you get it, and y'all may not get along, but you still get it, you have to think that, damn, they're at least being honorable, because at least they trying to give the benefits that are rightfully deserving of my people. But I think a lot of people, in my personal opinion, they believe in a hero. They want a hero. They want somebody that they like. Politicians is about who you like. It's about who are doing things for black folk. That's the thing, man. So when you start talking to these people, we start talking to other black folk, and they try to make you feel bad because you're not voting and all that, the first thing you say, well, what is her specific agenda for black people? When they flip it and say, well, she can't just be for black people, she got to be for all people. Say, well, that's the same thing y'all said about Obama. Y'all said the same shit about him. So, and he never did anything. Well, yeah, he did. Name me one thing specifically that President Barack Hussein Obama did for black folks, foundational black Americans who built this country for free. Joe Biden already told us, well, why should I pay for what my ancestors did? Well, you're benefiting from what your ancestors did. What the fuck you mean? But when I'm white, I'm right. Like Master P told the people, what you think, because you white, you right? No. And what happens is they have learned to manipulate the game and finesse it in such a way where they'll give you the most gully ass nigga, put him in front of you, clean up the imagery, and be like, oh, this is what y'all should like. And then white people start liking them, and then you be like, oh, well, at least they like them. No, I don't give a fuck if white people like that bitch or not. The bitch ain't doing shit for black folk. She already said she's not doing nothing for black people. So she already said that she's not doing shit for black folks, then why the fuck would a motherfucker like me vote for somebody like that? You tell me. Why? Why would I? Tell me that. Why? And how does it make sense for me? Tell me. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, people just assume, they just assume that motherfucker's gonna go for the okie doke. Hey, what's going on, Wendy? I see you. The stream was tripping. Hey, fam, tuning in. I see the Kamala Barrett is on the mic. Let's hear it. What's going on with it? You see, I you know, YouTube, they changed it, so eventually I'm gonna have to go to the newer version. I like the old version better because it was just quicker. But the new version, all black and all this other shit. But anyway, we'll get to that. I'm just telling y'all right now, if y'all dumb enough to vote for somebody like this, man, then just get the fuck away from me. Anytime a nigga get to talking that vote shit, I just be looking, especially when it's a black person. When they get to talking that vote shit for me, I just be looking at them. This I'll be looking. And they be like, why you looking like that? I'm like, I just want to hear what you got to say. Then what'll happen is, I can only tell you my experience. Then when they'll be like, well, you know, that's the problem, black people. Then they try to tell you what your problem is. Well, that's the problem. Because black people don't want to get behind black people. And anytime it's a black person, we want to tear that person down. And I'm always like, I never said anything. Well, why you not voting? And I'm like, well, do you know what vote means? yeah, you know, because you're elected. I said, no, vote literally means to wish. And then I always be like, do you have an etymology dictionary? And they be like, no. And I'm like, and I'm always like this. Well, you need to get this, you need to get an etymology dictionary. Look it up. Go get an etymology dictionary and look the shit up. And they always be like, why? I'm like, look, man. So you need to know what some of these words mean, like nigga and nigger and all this other shit, and money and currency. There's a difference between money and currency. There's a difference between all this shit, man. And you gotta know a little bit. I'm not saying I know it all, but a lot of times I go through and look through the etymology dictionary so I can see what the fuck they really mean. Or go get a Black's Law Dictionary. You know what I'm saying? And kind of see legally what it means. Because here's the difference. Voting means to wish. So we like, oh, I'm voting. I'm gonna cast my wish into the sea of forgetfulness. That's one. Two, where are the electoral college people at? Where do they live at? Why don't we not know who they are and what they look like? Why is that? Why? Those are the questions I ask. So when I ask people that, they'll be like, well, have you ever thought about that? Like, why does it matter now? I say it matters now because things are not changing for black people. That's why it matters now. So I want to know because it's not changing. That's like when you work at the corporate plantation. If you don't know what it is, start asking questions. And when you start seeing the answers that you get, you're going to start seeing how much bullshit goes on behind the scenes in a corporate plantation setting. It's the truth. But you should know, if you over 30, you should already know how the rules work at the corporate plantation. I'm sorry, man. All these niggas talking about they got their degrees, all this other shit, and they want to move up this economic corporate ladder. Okay, much respect and much power to you. But get ready to capitulate and get ready to bend the knee. Like in Game of Thrones. If you don't bend the knee, you're not moving up that corporate ladder. I'm sorry. You got to bend the knee. That's just the way it goes. And not only do you have to bend the knee, you got to have some type of understanding and know what's going on. And a lot of times, I think people just be assuming like, oh, well, it's easy. Or, oh, well, I got my degree now. Or, oh, no, these people like Kamala Harris and Roland Martin and Angela Rye and all these people are selected. These are selected Negroes that they put in front of you, the mammies, the coons, the sambos, that they put in front of you. They put in front of you to quell the storm, to get other niggas like us in line. And then when we don't want to get in line, they deem us the villains and they frame this picture like, oh, well, those that's just niggas they just want to go against the system, or they just, but really, I'm not saying that I'm speaking real shit. Fact check me. You ain't got to listen to what the fuck I'm saying. Go read Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. Go read Powernomics. Go read the Black History Reader. Go read The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. Stop just taking a word for it. When you listen to her speak, oh, Joe and Dr. Biden, you know, and Jill, you're going to make a great first lady and all this other stuff. It's like, oh my God. You know why? Because they just think they got it in the bag because they picked a non-foundational Black American woman to be their VP. So they think that's what, oh, well, let me just get up and go. Man, stop. I'm never going to get up and go just because you put a black face in charge and think, oh, well, you know, they for us. No, they not. Joe Biden already made it clear he's not for us. And he never went back on the Breakfast Club, and he never talked about the black agenda, ever. And her bitch ass shit is talking about Lift All Ties, a Lift program. What the fuck does that got to do with niggas? See, you're going to see that Jane Elliott, Tim Wise, all these other people, they all saying the same shit. I guarantee you somebody corner Kamala Harris and talk about reparations, she's going to start talking about the Native Americans. You want to bet? Don't ever think that these people are for you. Like I said on a previous podcast on Tuesday, if you're from Las Vegas, Nevada, you should already know how the councilmen and the Clark County commissioners work. They fake and phony, and they full of shit. And for the most part, if they think you a dumbass motherfucker, they're going to treat you like one, even if you're not. And they don't give a fuck about you until it's time to get your vote. Then they want to come around. But for the most part, these motherfuckers just assume you're going to vote because it's somebody that look like them. Like I said, I remember Ricky Barlow, bald-head motherfucker, just treating everybody like shit. And then when a motherfucker had to go on TV and apologize because he was stealing his own campaign funds, jackass, then the motherfucker then you want to get humble. But since you was already treating niggas all fucked up, niggas ain't gonna get behind you when you all fucked up. You can't treat your own. See, that's the problem with black folks too, in my personal opinion. I'm not talking about grassroots black people. I'm talking about these people that are in position of power. They start treating their own people fucked up, and then when the white person or the dominant society slaps their ass down, then they want to come around black folks talking about the white man ain't shit. Man, stop all that. You need to blame yourself in that instance, because you should know how to govern. You got to know how to govern yourself. Understanding. All I get an understanding. So if you don't get an understanding, how you gonna know? That's why I think everybody should go watch The Matrix. Go watch The Matrix. I just like to go watch The Matrix if you wanna. That's why I was talking to this young dude a couple of days ago at the Court Plantation. Young white brother, cool, real cool. You can tell he grew up around niggas and his perspective is different. And he straight out said, he was like, man, what do you think about this and this? And I was like, man, I don't really see it that way, man. And I told him, I said, you should go watch this documentary called Fascism of America by Aaron Russo. Just go watch the documentary and go check it out. And I was like, and then I told him, I was like, and then I can suggest some books. And then he was like, man, you ever see Hidden Colors by Tariq Nasheed? Say, I got all the hidden colors, which is good that this white young brother is alert and understand what's going on. So I think that's very, very good. And I told him, I just said, man, I'm not the type of person that's going to proselytize to you and be a philosopher. I'm going to just point out different things and tell you to match it up with a book. Like, you should go get Powernomics. You should go get Black Labor, White Wealth. You should go get, if you want to get a different perspective on what's really going on, these are the books I suggest you read. If not, that's on you. Because I'm not the type of person that just because a person is white and they bring up Tariq Nasheed, they got his DVDs, they watch that, I don't get offended and I don't get happy either. What I do is I start to listen. And the reason why I start to listen, because my brain is working, because I'm trying to position where you're coming. I'm trying to place you and see, well, where's this person coming from? Because you could be an agent provocateur, or you could just be a person that wants to be in the know, but you're trying to self-educate yourself, but maybe you need a little direction. So you gotta just listen to people. Some people think voting Democrat is the way, because a lot of people, especially poor and disenfranchised black folk specifically, they think that Donald Trump is the boogeyman and that Joe Biden and Kamala Mammy Harris is the saviors. And together they're going to come through and save the day, when in actuality, they are not the saviors and they are not ever planning on saving the day. That's never going to happen. So what I think a lot of people need to start thinking of is, how are you going to proceed after Donald Trump may potentially win again? Are y'all gonna think all hope is gone? Because I used to be that way. Like, damn, man, Bush won. Damn, man. And everything is on Bush. That's when I was not awakened. That's when I was asleep and was bereft of knowledge and didn't know shit and didn't read nothing and just kind of like went to conclusions because that's the way I've been taught. That's the way I've been socialized. Well, you just vote Democrat. Then as I start reading books, I'm like, well, why am I voting Democrat if they're not doing anything for my people? Then they're like, well, they the president for everybody. Black people are the only people that do that. When a black person gets in office, and they don't do shit for black folks, we will make excuses. We will cape. We will sambo. We will even campaign for that person. Oh, well, give him the next term, like we did Obama. Well, the next term, he gonna do that. Nigga carried on the same shit that every other president carried on before him. Go read The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. I just think a lot of times motherfuckers don't be wanting to make people accountable that's a part of our community. That's why when you go to these voting polls and all that, you don't see the Chinamen in there. I said this shit on Tuesday. That's why I be laughing like, man, these niggas are so dumb. They really think this bitch is in it for her. Y'all don't think it's ironic that ain't it Black Woman Day or some shit like that? And he picks her right before Black Woman Day. That was strategically set up. Strategic. Now they about to go on their campaign trails. Normally you go on your campaign trails months and months before, but they tried to wait because they were seeing which way the minority coalition is going to go and which way the Latino. I'm surprised they didn't pick no Latino. They probably didn't pick no Latino woman is because they probably knew, oh, well, black folks definitely ain't going to vote. So now they figured that black folks going to vote. And this is the same bitch that was a side bitch for Willie Brown, and she was locking up niggas in San Francisco. She was a prosecutor. How can you be a prosecutor and be for, come on, man, and be for poor disenfranchised black folk, and that's like saying, that's just like saying, oh, well, I'm for the people. Well, what are you? Oh, I'm a prosecutor. You sure you for the people? Well, let's look at your record. Because if you for the people, then you ain't going to be prosecute every nigga that's brung before you. Because as the DA, they have a right to either press charges or drop the charges. But a lot of the times, that doesn't happen. Especially when it comes to niggas. The whole system is fucked up. Like I said, when I did jury brothers in there that couldn't even speak Spanish. I mean, couldn't even speak English. That was damn near going to make it to the damn jury pool to reside over our young black brother's case. And I was mad as fuck. Because I was like, now this is the case I need to be on. Then the judge was asking some of the potential jurors like us, you know, such, but they didn't get to me yet. Because it was a whole bunch of us in there, but it was a bunch of white people and Latinos in there. I tell you that right now. And the majority of the Latinos could not speak English at all. And every other time they'd ask them a question, speaking Spanish? And I'm like, now how is it that they tell you gonna get a jury of your peers and it was only 2 or 3 black people in there? I'll say 4 out of 30 black folk, right? The majority was white and Latinos. And the majority of Latinos, they couldn't even speak English. But this is supposed to be the justice system that's supposed to help you out. So imagine that's the jury of your peers, and then a person like Kamala Harris is prosecuting you. That's hook, line, and sinker, man. Come on. I just think a lot of times, man, we want to look for the hero. There was this song that Nas had on his, I think, Nigger album. He had to change it to Untitled. It was called Hero. Everybody needs a hero. Everybody wants somebody to be their hero. And you know, that's why religion is so highly recommended. And I'm talking about the base religions. I'm not talking about the ancient belief systems and religions like Ifa and voodoo and voodoo. Ray Borgia and tell you pray to him, and then after you pray to him, you know what I'm saying, if you do good and you give your tithes and do all this bullshit, then you'll go to heaven. And then when you ask, well, what does heaven look like? Oh, well, I ain't never, exactly. Because ain't none of y'all niggas never been there. But when you talk about, well, I don't believe in heaven or hell, I believe in the transmigration of spirits, where they just go on to a whole nother life form. Then a motherfucker be looking at you like you crazy. Like, oh, nah, man, see, you believe in that voodoo shit. No, it's like, man, we'll criticize every religion that ain't the religion that white folks gave us. I feel about it. So if we like that about religion, oh, I can just imagine politics. I used to be like that. Once you see Republican, you like, ah, he a racist. Once I see a Democrat or Republican, I think they racist. I think both parties are racist. Matter of fact, I know both parties are racist. Joe Biden is a fucking racist. So is Hillary Clinton. So is Bill Clinton. So is Kamala Harris. All of those motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no niggas. And they've made it abundantly clear time and time again, but niggas still gonna go running to the polls trying to vote. I don't know how many times we gotta do it, and I'm gonna keep going hard about this shit. Man, why you going hard, Warren? Because niggas need to wake up. Send this to any nigga that you know. MLK was misinformed about integration. And then that's when he said, I feel like I've led my people to a burning house. Yeah, because now you say you nigga getting ass whooped, getting bopped upside the head and all that other shit. They don't fuck with us. So let's go build our own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I look at the things and it's like, you know, whoever you got in your corner, whoever your friends, whoever, man, make sure that they are unplugged from the matrix. That they not like this. Because that's how, if you ever seen the Matrix, that's how the motherfuckers be when they be in them chairs. You know what I mean? Make sure they're not like that. Like, why you say that, Warren? Because a lot of niggas be in the fucking Matrix, man. And they don't understand what the fuck is going on. They don't know. They don't care. They don't want to know. They like Cypher. The Matrix isn't real, Cypher. No, he tricked us. They're going to reinsert my body and I'm going to be rich. Nigga, it's not real. Agent Smith would just tell you that shit so he can get to the yams, nigga. I don't give a fuck about you. But that's how, it's so many ciphers. Oh my God, it's so many ciphers. It's almost sickening how many motherfuckers will be arguing you down about voting. I'll be looking at them like, and then, and look, if anybody know me, I'm very good at this. I'm like, so vote, so tell me why I should vote. Tell me. And then they explain to me, oh, you vote because, you know, you want to be able to elect the people that are in charge. I was like, so do you know, matter of factly, that me casting my vote nationally, it will get counted correctly, and everybody's votes all over the city and all over the state will get counted correctly, and then the Electoral College will vote for the people that we select, which is the popular vote. And people be like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, then tell me what happened in 2000 with Al Gore and President Bush. So what happened then when they found a bunch of stuffed ballots in Florida? And they're like, oh, well, that was a misperhaps. This is what some people tell me, that was a misperhaps. I said, misperhaps, right? I said, you don't think it's ironic that his brother's the governor of Florida? Bush? Oh, well, that, you know, that's a conspiracy theory. Okay. And I'm like, okay, maybe you're right. But you know where the term conspiracy theorist came from? The CIA. They made up that term. If I'm not mistaken, after John F. Kennedy's assassination. I said, so if history has shown us what they're willing to do, right? Why don't we change it? Okay, change it like what? Like, why don't we reveal who the Electoral College people are? So we can know where they live, who they are, where they work at, and who are lobbying them. Well, it doesn't work that way. Okay, well, then how does it work? Well, I would have to look into it about the Electoral College. Yeah, you look into that. Because the Electoral College is a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of motherfuckers pro-allegedly that takes the consideration of the popular vote, and then that's what sways the Electoral College and whoever they want to vote for. Man, that's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Look at all the fucking Supreme Court judges and people that are in position of power. They all white. So stop. We had one half black president, and these motherfuckers act like they done something wonderful for black folk, who never gave niggas shit, by the way. Obama never gave niggas shit, but they'll make you feel like you should be honored that we gave you one nigga. I'll be more impressed when whoever's in office gives us a specific agenda for black folk. That's what I'm impressed by. I'm not impressed by the bullshit and the mammy and all. I'm tired of watching that shit. That shit gets old, man. And it gets super old because my thing is, damn, when are we gonna grow up and be like, man, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care at all. Because if they did care, if the dominant society cared, they would have changed it a long time ago. They're not planning on changing this shit. They're planning on making it more fucked up. Period. Like when the sister was like, oh, well, milk. I'm like, milk does not do a body good. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me see what this says.
Incredibly honored.
Oh, no, she just saying the same shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I want to see what they say. I want to see what else they talking about. But I tell you this. I was like, just for instance, this is how deaf, dumb, and blind, you know, regular, popular, you know, the populace are, the commoner are. I was the same way. Let's see what she's saying right here.
Prey on the vulnerable. They prey on those who they do not believe are strong. Predators are cowards. Predators are cowards.
I think you've watched her sort of evolution of being the chief prosecutor.
So I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be
and
honest.
I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
This is who she is. She's been trained to get the truth out of folks who are not forthcoming.
Is there a person you're talking about?
I'm asking you a very direct question, yes or no?
I think at every stage of her
Nigga,
career,
what?
she's been in the arena and she's been fighting.
One of her childhood friends, recalling their early years together, said, you know, Kamala's just been ready for this moment her whole life. Even as a little kid,
Kamala's been ready for a mammy her whole life. And that's it. I ain't want to play the rest. But I'll tell you this. When I was having this conversation, right? So I'm having this conversation. I'm like, well, you know, really, you're only supposed to eat one time a day. Oh, no, you're not. I'm like, who told you that? What Western medical doctor told you you should eat 3 times a day? That's what they told you. That's not what's correct because you're overworking your digestive system. They just ain't tell you that. Then we were talking about the gallbladder. I was like, when they remove things, they make you feel like, oh, well, you can live. Yeah, you can live without that. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to live without it. No. Oh, well, what if you have a hyperactive gallbladder? I was like, well, you need to see a natural nutritionist or a natural herbalist or someone that can give you pointers and things that you're eating to change your way of eating. I remember at the corporate plantation, I met this nutritionist. Cool white sister too. Like, you could tell she was just one of those white people that's like, well, I don't give a fuck if you're black or white. I'm just gonna call it like it is, and I don't give a fuck. And if it's racist, it's racist. If it's not, it's not, but I'm gonna tell you. And I remember one day she told me, we were having this conversation about food and stuff like that, and then she was just like, no, Western medicine and doctors here, they're here to maintain you. They're not here to help you heal. The body has natural things in it that can help you heal. And there's natural herbs and vitamins that you could take that could assist you on that. And I was like, what you mean? And she was just like, a lot of the things come from the earth, but you'd have to deal with a natural herbalist and not a doctor, because a doctor is just going to maintain you. A natural herbalist is going to give you things to help aid your body in naturally healing itself. Whether it's certain vitamins, whether it's certain fruits or certain things, right? This was right before I started fucking with Sabi. This was not right before. This is about 2 or 3 years before I started really listening to Dr. Sabi. I'm like, damn. And then she started telling me, she was just like, all the shit that they put in the food, for the most part, the healthy shit is the shit that costs the majority of the money. She was like, that's why when you go to your Whole Foods and stuff like that, and your Trader Joe's, especially Whole Foods, the stuff is more expensive. But she was like, everything in Trader Joe's and Whole Foods ain't necessarily good for you either. That's just a distraction. Want to shop at Trader Joe's, so want to shop at Whole Foods, right? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And she was just like, you will want to go to a farmer's market. Go to a farmer. If you're going to eat dairy, eat the dairy straight from a farm. Do not eat it coming from a grocery store, because you don't know what has happened, it could have been pasteurized. And then she kept saying, when you get it from an actual farm, it's a lot different, which she's not lying. It is. I've ate food straight from a farm before. It is different. And she was just like, what has happened is now they have put so much fake shit in a lot of the foods, because what they want is for you to eat synthetic foods and not real foods or food-like substance, because that shit is designed and it's hard to kill you, just slowly. So now you gotta figure out how you're gonna do a workaround that shit and become healthy. She was like, and if you are a drinker and you drink beer and you eat red meat, all you're doing is killing yourself. She said, now you could have 1 or 2 days of a cheat where you eat something. She was like, but then it's about detoxifying, your body, to get those toxins out of your body so you can be, in an alkaline state. And I'm like, damn, what does that mean? She was like, it's just certain things that you have to do. But it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of sacrificing. And I even asked her, And I was like, some people say fast. She said, intermittent fasting is very good for you. Eating 1 day a week is good for you. I mean, one meal a day is good for you. She was like, because your digestive system is not working as hard. So if a person would say that, just imagine, and this is a white woman, just imagine what the fuck they telling you. So I'll tell you this right now. Don't believe the hype, man. Don't believe none of this shit. So if a white person say that, that's a nutritionist that say this shit is designed to kill you slowly. Don't believe nothing that these motherfuckers say without reading and doing the research yourself. I'm telling you that right now. That's the only way it's going to work. Don't believe in Kamala, Mammy Harris. Don't believe in Joe Biden. Don't believe in none of that clown ass shit. I'm telling you right now. Read, do the research on your own. Don't believe nothing that they tell you until you fact check it yourself. You believe in Kamala, Mammy Harris, and you going to go vote guilty, nigga. That's all I got to say. I'm out. Peace.